I say thank you to every voice, every opinion, all the care, all the love and the support out there. Is your words turn into arms, and it held me up when I try to fall back. That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown, and for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that. I thought there was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city. So it hurt a whole lot. But y'all are amazing. It made me feel like shit not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like shit, you guys reminded me that I ain't shit without y'all. That's an amazing reality. So, like I said, it broke me. I'm just trying to put me back together, but my God, have you all helped me. Thanks to all my peers, my friends, my family, just my homies on sports television, everybody repping me. I really appreciate that. I really do. I feel like I let all of y'all down by not getting that opportunity. I'm working on me, and I'm working. Thank you.
Kendrick Lamar is locked in as the 2025 Super Bowl halftime performer. And while nobody seemed to congratulate him yet, congrats, Kendrick. But let's be real. In my eyes, Lil Wayne should have had that spotlight. There are plenty of reasons why, and we're diving into them today. For my loyal viewers, quick note, this is the last time I'll touch on Kendrick, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, the Super Bowl drama, Diddy, PDFs, JPEGs, Drake, all that noise that's been flooding the media for months. Fresh content's coming next week. So if you've been riding with me, drop a comment. Now back to Lil Wayne. He recently admitted to his fans that he felt he wasn't strong enough in 2024 to earn that Super Bowl headliner spot. But when Kendrick got chosen over him, chaos broke out in the industry. Cameron and Nicki Minaj blasted Jay-Z, with Nicki calling him a laffy-taffy alien. Drake and Travis Scott flooded Instagram with pics of Wayne, showing they wanted him to headline. Master P spoke up, Weezy spoke up, and Birdman went off, calling Jay-Z a kitty cat and swearing on Ms. Gladys. Instead of celebrating a hip-hop icon finally headlining the Super Bowl, the industry was in pieces. I thought Kendrick was the first solo rapper to headline, but turns out, Nelly did it way back. It's been years since we've seen a solo hip-hop artist headline the Super Bowl. Instead of celebrating that, the focus turned to the fact that it's Lil Wayne's hometown, and he deserved it. Sure, Wayne deserves that stage, way more than Kendrick in my opinion, but not just because of the city. His legacy speaks louder than location, and that's what really counts. When Wayne spoke on not being picked, fans were stunned. He admitted, it hurt a lot. I thought there was nothing better than that spot. It broke me, but I'm trying to put myself back together. Hearing the GOAT sound that crushed? Painful, especially from someone who once screamed he was the best rapper alive. During his Instagram Live, while he opened up, a picture in the background read "The Making of the Carter 6." Huge hint that the album could be closer than we think. He thanked fans, saying he owes them everything and needs to improve, which makes it seem like new music is on the horizon. I just hope he takes his time with it. The fix before the 6 EP earlier this year? Straight up leftovers, and it showed. But if Wayne is locked in, the Carter 6 could be insane. Crazy to think. The first CD I ever bought was the Carter 2. Hearing those leftovers from the Carter 6 was disappointing, especially when you compare it to how Wayne was spitting 20 years ago. He still kills features, so we know the fire's there. That's why I hope he slows down and makes the Carter 6 a masterpiece, especially if he wants those big stages back. After Wayne's emotional reaction, some people started treating him like a Make-A-Wish case, which is wild. Others said the outrage wasn't really pro-Wayne, but just anti-Kendrick. That's unfair because Kendrick is a beast, too. He's had an incredible year, and he's clearly earned his spot on that stage. Still, many believe Wayne should have been the one this time. So why did they pick Kendrick over Wayne? Simple. NFL halftime shows are about unity, patriotism, and family vibes. Sponsors and brands like Pepsi and Coke want someone who fits that image. Big corporations need to feel safe about who they're putting on their stage. That's why you won't see someone like Kanye or Chris Brown headlining. Kendrick, with his clean reputation and powerful messages, checks all those boxes way more than Wayne right now. The NFL only wants artists who fit their clean corporate image, and Lil Wayne's raw music doesn't exactly scream family-friendly. That's why a solo Wayne halftime show seems like a long shot. But here's the thing, you have to look past just the lyrics. Wayne's legacy screams everything the NFL claims to value. Hard work, originality, innovation, hunger, drive, and influence. No rapper embodies those traits more than him. That's why he deserves that Super Bowl stage. Not because it's his hometown, not just because he's a legend, but because his impact on the game is unmatched. Sure, his music isn't squeaky clean, but neither is every hit song. Kendrick's Not Like Us has its own edgy themes, and if he performs it, you can bet he'll tweak it to keep it safe for the show. Still, with Kendrick's new track calling out the industry and watching the party fade, I doubt he'll even use Not Like Us during his set. He'll likely bring something fresh. But even with Kendrick delivering an epic show, a Lil Wayne performance would have been a historic moment for hip-hop. His influence runs so deep that no stage, not even the Super Bowl, can fully capture it. Lil Wayne is one of the most influential rappers ever. He shaped an entire generation, from Kendrick and Drake to Young Thug, Future, and Tyler, the Creator. Almost every rapper out today has taken something from Wayne's style. Plus, he opened doors for megastars like Drake and Nicki Minaj, cementing his place in hip-hop history. But here's the catch. Wayne alone might not fully carry a Super Bowl show. Many of his biggest hits are old, and he hasn't dropped a global smash in years. More importantly, he doesn't have tracks with the uplifting universal messages that fit that stage. Kendrick has Money Trees and All Right, songs that reach everyone. Wayne's got motivational gems like Sky's the Limit, No Quit, and Go Getter, but they're not widely known enough to hit on that massive level. This is why I believe a Lil Wayne and Friends halftime set would be legendary. His influence shines brightest when he's connecting with the artists he inspired or collaborated with. Imagine the Super Bowl stage with Wayne bringing out Adele to perform his Rolling in the Deep remix, Miguel for Sure Thing, or even Jay-Z for Atalgi for Show Me What You Got. That type of show would go viral worldwide. Wayne's best work often came from his freestyles and features, flipping other artists' beats into classics. If he built a set that celebrates those moments while inviting the originals to share the stage, it would create an unforgettable spectacle, one that no solo performance, not even Kendrick's, could match. Imagine Wayne tearing up the stage with his Run This Town remix, and then Jay-Z popping out to perform Mr. Carter. Jay once said he'd never headline the Super Bowl because it'd be selfish since he helps decide who performs, but coming out as a guest? That's a whole different vibe. Still, knowing Jay-Z, he might be too proud to share the stage unless he's the main act. It's a power thing. A Lil Wayne and Friends set would be unreal. He could take us through every era, starting with the Hot Boys days, hitting Back That Thing Up with Juvenile, sliding into Go DJ with Manny Fresh, then a quick Birdman link-up for Pop Bottles. From there, he could dive into his legendary mixtape run, rapping alongside the original artists whose beats he flipped into classics. Picture Wayne and Adele on Rolling in the Deep, or Wayne with Rihanna, Beyonce, or the Black Eyed Peas. Those remixes went global, and in some cases, fans remember his versions more than the originals. And let's not forget his pop rock crossover hits. Drop the World with Eminem, Let It Rock with Kevin Rudolph, Down with Jay Sean. Those tracks still slap today and would light up the Super Bowl stage. Corporate or not, Wayne revolutionized mixtapes and smashed genre barriers, making his catalog perfect for a performance that blends nostalgia with global appeal. And we haven't even touched on the Carter albums yet. A clean version of Lollipop would still go crazy. Picture Wayne tearing through A Millis on Fireman and 6 Foot 7 Foot, then flipping to Mirror with Bruno Mars and Mrs. Officer before linking up with T-Pain for Got Money. Bringing out T-Pain for that and maybe a snippet of Buy You a Drank would send the crowd wild. But the real showstopper? The Young Money era. Drake and Nicki Minaj joining Wayne on that stage would be iconic. It would celebrate how Wayne, at his peak, passed the torch to the next generation's biggest stars. Having Nicki and Wayne do Moment for Life, Drake and Wayne on Right Above It, or even a quick Forever collab would hit hard. These tracks are triumphant, uplifting, and perfect for the Super Bowl's massive vibe. A solo Wayne set might not fully connect with the NFL crowd, but a performance blending his mixtape magic, pop crossovers, and Young Money family would be unmatched. Bringing out the original artists from his legendary freestyles, Adele, Jay-Z, Rihanna, and more, would create an innovative set never seen before. It would highlight how Wayne didn't just dominate hip-hop. He reshaped the game, set new standards for mixtapes, and showed what a true legacy looks like on the biggest stage in the world. Wayne's influence is untouchable. He's inspired an entire generation, launched superstars through Young Money, revolutionized mixtapes, and shattered records with the Carter series. Add in his 2009 rock crossover era, his chart-topping collabs with Jay Sean and Kevin Rudolph, and his roots with the Hot Boys. Wayne has lived through every era of hip-hop and owned them all. Because of his range and the impact he's had on music, he deserves that Super Bowl stage, especially with his friends to celebrate everything he's built. That type of performance would perfectly align with what the NFL wants to showcase: legacy, influence, and music that connects generations. Kendrick, as amazing as he is, still has a long road ahead. He's got more albums, more stories to tell, and more history to write. Wayne, on the other hand, has already given us a catalog full of classics and eras that shaped the culture. And let's be real, the Super Bowl loves honoring legacy acts. Just look at recent years. Usher, J-Lo, Shakira, Rihanna, Dr. Dre, and friends, all legends far removed from their prime album runs, but still icons who shaped music history. Unless you're someone like Michael Jackson at his peak, the Super Bowl halftime show hits harder when it's led by a legend who's already proven everything. Wayne fits that role perfectly, making his absence from that stage feel like a missed opportunity. Lil Wayne's catalog is stacked with tracks that have aged into straight-up classics. These songs have had years to marinate, proving their timeless status. That's why, in 2025, a Wayne halftime show would hit harder than Kendrick's, not just for New Orleans, but for everyone watching worldwide. It would celebrate hip-hop's full evolution because Wayne's influence reaches far beyond one era or style. Now, I'll admit, Wayne isn't the same performer he was in 2007. His voice is squeakier, probably from years of heavy smoking, and at times, he can sound a little off-key when singing. I saw him in 2023, and while my city's curfew forced his set to only last 15 minutes, it was the wildest 15 minutes ever. No backtrack, just raw energy and passion. You could feel he still has it in him. For a stage like the Super Bowl, there's no doubt he'd give everything. He'd train, get with a vocal coach, and lock in to deliver perfection. Still, not everyone agrees. Sean Harrison, who's worked with the Grammys, blasted the idea on Instagram, saying Wayne would be the biggest mistake for a Super Bowl headliner. He claimed Wayne skipped every rehearsal for a Grammy show and nearly didn't make it to the performance. That criticism sticks with some people, but knowing Wayne's work ethic when it counts, I believe he'd show up and shut that stage down. At the Grammys, Wayne barely made it, skipped rehearsals all week, ran on stage last minute, performed, and disappeared. That left people like Sean Harrison convinced he'd be a nightmare for the Super Bowl. On the flip side, Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest rap performers alive, with powerful, unapologetic messages. His show during Black History Month is bound to be spectacular. Still, it's worth noting most Super Bowl halftime shows feature legacy acts, artists whose catalogs have aged into undeniable classics. That's why Wayne makes sense now. His music has stood the test of time. Kendrick's impact is huge, but many of his hits are still fresh, and history shows the NFL favors legends in the later half of their careers. Another wild twist. Rumors say Drake has turned down the Super Bowl 4 times. Bloomberg denied it, but Elliott Wilson claimed multiple sources confirmed Drake was invited for 2020 and 2021. Those years went to Shakira and J-Lo, then The Weeknd. Why Drake passed remains a mystery, but the fact he got offers while Wayne didn't is crazy. In 2022, Dr. Dre headlined with his protégés, Eminem, 50 Cent, Kendrick, and more. Imagine if they tried to make Eminem the headliner instead of Dre. It wouldn't have felt right. The same logic applies here. If Wayne ever gets that stage, it should be his show, with his people joining him, not the other way around. The performance would hit way harder if it was Lil Wayne bringing out his protégés, Drake, Nicki, and a few surprise guests. Who would Drake even bring out? The only name that comes to mind is The Weeknd, and they don't seem to be on great terms. The strength of a Wayne and Friends set is clear, just like the 2022 Dr. Dre halftime show, which remains the best of the decade. Dre showcased his legacy, pulling out Eminem, Snoop, Kendrick, and others. It was non-stop energy, a celebration of everything he built. That's why Wayne deserves that same platform. His impact on the game is just as deep, if not deeper. Drake's set would just be hit after hit, like The Weeknd's, but without that sense of history and influence. Kendrick's show will be powerful, but Wayne's could tell a whole story of hip-hop evolution in 12 minutes. Still, it was disappointing to see Wayne slip into a victim role in his video. He's a GOAT, no doubt, but instead of dwelling on being broken about the Super Bowl snub, he should embrace his legend status and keep pushing. Ironically, he once said the only person he'd bring out at a Super Bowl is Beyoncé. If he wants to make himself an obvious, unanimous pick for that stage, all he's got to do is lock in, focus on the music, and remind everyone why he's still the best to ever do it. At this point, Wayne should just keep it moving. Congratulate Kendrick and let him have his moment. Kendrick was chosen for a reason. He's an incredible artist who earned that stage. Maybe Wayne deserved it more, but the decision's made. Instead of shifting the spotlight, Wayne should focus on leveling up, expanding his legacy, and dropping more classics. The Super Bowl rarely books artists based on hometowns, so if Wayne keeps building, his turn will come. Twitter reactions were harsh. An artist named Duff Juice went off, calling Wayne's reaction corny. He tweeted, "Not gonna lie, this is whack. It broke me, so I'm just gonna put me back together? Corny. Don't get on live and be vague like this. Talk directly to the people in New Orleans if that's how you feel." Out of all the other times the Super Bowl was in New Orleans, did he cry then? This is weak. Duff Juice didn't hold back, saying he hopes Kendrick delivers the greatest performance of all time and even brings out Pusha T. He ended his rant saying, "This weak-minded crybaby stuff has to stop. Make some current standout songs, and maybe you'd have gotten the call. YMCB equals you mother furs can't make bangers." Harsh words, but they reflect what some fans are thinking. For Wayne to truly secure that Super Bowl stage, he needs to prove with new music that he's still a force, not just a legend resting on his past. Duff Juice's comments were ruthless, maybe too much, but he did have a point. Wayne shouldn't be taking attention away from Kendrick's moment. Instead, he should focus on creating heat so undeniable that the NFL has no choice but to call him in the future. Duff Juice doubled down, saying, "This world isn't about what you've done, it's what have you done for me lately. Don't tell me about when YMCMB had bedrock everywhere. What have they done lately?" This is the microwave era. He called Wayne a rap legend, mixtape king, maybe the best feature artist ever, but challenged him on his lack of recent chart-topping hits. While that criticism hits hard, it misses the point. The Super Bowl isn't about who's hot right now. It's about who's proven they changed the game. It's about legacy. That's why Wayne is perfect for that stage. His influence is unmatched. He's brought in stars like Drake and Nicki, redefined mixtapes, and left his mark across multiple eras. Just like Dr. Dre's halftime show, which celebrated his legacy with Snoop, Eminem, and others, Wayne could do the same with his own crew. Look at past halftime performers. Dre, Shakira, J-Lo, Justin Timberlake, Usher, Rihanna. None of them were in their prime when they performed. They were celebrated because of the timeless impact they left behind. Wayne fits that mold perfectly, and that's why the Super Bowl would be the ultimate stage to honor everything he's given to hip-hop. When it comes to the Super Bowl, the question isn't just, what have you done lately? It's, what have you done to earn this stage? And honestly, I believe Lil Wayne has done more than Kendrick to deserve it. Sure, Kendrick is a safer choice because of the clean messaging in his music. But if we're talking influence and impact, Wayne stands out as the most influential rapper of the past 20 years. A Wayne performance featuring the artists he's inspired would be unreal. His legacy stretches across generations, and seeing that play out on the biggest stage would be historic. I'll admit, Kanye might rival Wayne in influence over the last 2 decades, but we know the NFL would never risk putting Kanye on that stage, so that's a dead conversation. That said, I have to give Kendrick his flowers. His run over the last decade has been insane. 3 undeniable classics, a powerful message, and artistry that's unmatched today. He's easily in my top 5 picks for a Super Bowl headliner in 2025. Still, in my eyes, he doesn't top Wayne for this moment. Maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's bias, but the argument stands. Next week, we're switching things up. No more talk about Kendrick, Wayne, or any PDF file drama for a while unless they drop something new. So hit me up with what topics you want to see covered next. Now tell me this, did Lil Wayne get snubbed for the New Orleans Super Bowl, or was Kendrick truly the right pick for 2025? Drop your thoughts. And what about those rumors? Did Drake really get offered the Super Bowl 4 times and turn it down? Or is someone out here capping on his name? Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one.